Hello, students. Hello, friends. Hello, my dear teachers. Firstly, I extend my heartily wishes to all of you by saying good morning, good afternoon, sat sri akal, namaste, vanakkam. So, I hope all of you are quite safe and sound at home. In today's video, I shall be discussing a important part of chemistry, which we call it as inorganic chemistry. Since the start of this channel, many of you people, many students have approached me that and even asked me that sir, to pass on some videos in regard to the inorganic chemistry. Now in this session, because of the extended lockdown, almost 5 months have gone past and people are finding means and ways to get access to the coaching through online platform. And because of that, this is again because of that fact, this is the endeavor of this channel to reach you people with a good quality content. And I am pushing all good quality content slowly and steadily. Whichever topic we are going to start, I will start from the very basic and touch to the advanced level. So as regard to inorganic chemistry, I shall be passing you a series which I am naming it as Cake Walk to Inorganic Chemistry. So I will try my level best to discuss each and every topic of inorganic chemistry in detail, and in the process I let you know different ways by which you can retain it, or it is a general illusion in the mind of student that it is almost everything in inorganic chemistry is to be crammed, it is to be mugged. But it depends how you relate to the subject. First I would suggest all of you who are preparing for inorganic part of plus 1 plus 2, even for the higher classes, that start observing things around you. When you start observing things around you, you start feeling the connect of chemistry with that objects. Simply I would say that if I happen to go to my kitchen, so in a kitchen I see refrigerator, I see gas burner, I see spoon, I see microwave, I see marble top, and curtains. So many things are there. So if you start observing so many things, except for the vegetables, if you see most of the things which you come across in a kitchen or even in a bathroom or even in a your drawing room, that somewhat pertains to the articles which are of inorganic context, that they come from the inorganic viewpoint. So if you start seeing that all the articles which you come across in your daily routine life, you will start feeling a connect. Say for example, marble top is calcium carbonate or a silicate, and then your glass is there which is silicate, then spoon is there, that is a alloy of a which mainly consists of iron. Stainless steel is there. So I mean to say, leaving aside carbon and hydrogen, that is pertaining to the organic part, almost everything which you come across in your daily routine life, you would come across so many things. You think of a wall of a kitchen, that wall is silica, basically it is containing cement. So uh, I mean to say that you if you start observing things around you, you start feeling the connect with the inorganic chemistry. Say for example, the air you inhaling, that is oxygen, nitrogen. The air in itself consisting of so many gases, but which gas we take it for our respiration. And so I mean to say that if you start observing the things around you, you will start feeling the connect. And when you start feeling the connect, the inorganic becomes little easier to understand. So it is I used to say in my physical classes that apart from it is in fact you only who would start loving and start creating a passion regarding the inorganic chemistry, apart from the intuitive approach of your respective inorganic teacher. So in this cakewalk to inorganic series, why I said it has to be cakewalk, because I will try my level best to make the things easier so that you could retain. And along with the retention, there is a broader aspect that you should relate to the subject in a broader way, rather than keeping it this much that it is the part of the syllabi, because if you come across borax, boric acid, or silicon, silicates, phosphoric acid, sulfuric acid, you as if you feel it that it is not going to come in your life. Sooner or later, at some point of time, you are going to get entangled with all of these compounds in one way or the other. So this is in regard to what I wanted to start with in this series. So in this series I shall be passing all the details, and I would want all of you whosoever is seeing into this video to revert to the channel through chat or through the email, that what are the topics you are struggling with and what are the topics you would want I to start with. So firstly I would want you to have an idea. The most important thing in inorganic chemistry, which we generally lack, we don't know the syllabi in the what is being asked in the competition. So first of all, what is important is the syllabus of inorganic chemistry. So before I start with the syllabus of inorganic chemistry, I do want to say one thing for sure, is that you have to read NCRT right from the first page to the end. Complete end-to-end retention of NCRT in inorganic chemistry is must. So before I get on with the syllabus, now my endeavor would be that I shall be passing you. So let me first discuss the syllabus. First, you have to have an idea of periodic table. So, and the periodic properties, this is the basic one, periodic properties. This you should know. This is the first part. Second part, you need to have a understanding of chemical bonding chapter. This would assist you better to understand the inorganic chemistry. Now typically if I go for the inorganic syllabi, here I would say I would want to start it with S block. So in the S block, so what this syllabus would mainly be considering is basically IIT Advanced. So if we are able to touch till the IIT Advanced syllabi, then most of the examination is being covered, including the Olympiad level. So NEET examination also. In NEET examination, some lesser topics are asked, but I would want you to go through till right from the NCRT to the IIT advanced level if you are able to touch it. So in the S block, apart from the general properties of any group of the periodic table is to be discussed in the periodic table or periodic properties. Apart from that, in the S block, what you are supposed to study is oxides, peroxides, peroxides, hydroxides, then carbonates, bicarbonates, bicarbonates, and then if I drag it little down, oh sorry, bicarbonates and chlorides. These are to be read mainly for the elements which are, or one more you can add here is sulfates of sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. This is the first part apart from the general studies. General studies are there, but apart from this, you have to read about the oxides, peroxide, hydroxide, carbonates, bicarbonates, chlorides, sulfates of sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. This is the first part of the syllabi. As regard to the P block, this is very crucial and important. In the P block, apart from preparation, isolation, and properties of, first you have to understand some elements. What are these? Boron, carbon, silicon, nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen, sulfur, and if I may write one more is halogens. In halogens, chlorine is there. So apart from the other elements of this, you need to understand details of these elements first. That you have to go through the preparation, isolation, and properties of these elements. So apart from this, you have to study what is boron, what is carbon, silicon, nitrogen, phosphorus. Say for example, nitrogen N2 gas, phosphorus P4, oxygen O2, sulfur S8, it is having allotropic forms, things like that. You have to study about these ones. Apart from this, you have to study some compounds of boron, that is B2H6, that is diborane. Then you have to discuss about boric acid, and last one is borax. So these are the three compounds you have to study in regard to the boron. And in the carbon family, in if I talk of carbon compounds, you have to study carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and carbonic acid. This is in your syllabi. So apart from this syllabi, you in the IIT Advanced, you need to understand also the oxides and chlorides of tin and lead. This is in your syllabus. So this is in IIT Advanced is generally asked. So in the silicons, you have to understand regarding silicon, silicates, and silicon carbide. So this is the one you have to go into details. And as regard to nitrogen, all the oxides of nitrogen, then the oxy acids of nitrogen, that is 2HNO3. This is the most important one which you have to go through in detail, that is nitric acid. And last but not the least is the ammonia. This you have to, these are the some of the topics of nitrogen. Apart from discussing the nitrogen, you have to discuss the compounds of nitrogen in these three, that is oxides. Among the oxy acids there is HNO2 also, but the most important is HNO3. So similarly, in regard to the phosphorus, you come across the oxides of phosphorus, then oxy acids of phosphorus, all the oxy acids of phosphorus, and the phosphine. This is in your syllabus. In context with oxygen, you have to study two compounds, ozone and H2O2. As regard to the sulfur, you have to discuss a very important compound. You have to discuss SO2 in terms of oxide, SO2 and SO3. Then you have to discuss the oxy acids of sulfur, oxy acids of sulfur. This is to be done, and very important is H2S. And as regard to halogens, in halogens you have to discuss the oxides, all the oxy acids, and along with it, if you could do also the bleaching powder, that is one of the important compound of chlorine. And so this is somewhat which you should focus on as regard to the syllabus. And the last one, which is quite important from the P block, is the halogens, oh sorry, noble gases. Apart from the general properties, you have to understand the compounds of xenon as XeF2, XeF4, XeF6. These are some of the important compounds for which you have to do the preparation as well as the chemical reaction. So this is in regard to the P block. So students, these are the some of the topics of P block. So I would advise you to go to details of these topics from NCERT also, and the channel shall be passing you lot many details of other aspects of these compounds, ways and means by which you can study it, and there are some shortcuts I shall be passing it to you, that how to retain it. But we will try to focus on the logical approach rather than uh, uh, my endeavor would be that I shall be passing you in a this part of inorganic in a little intuitive and logical way, so that you can retain it for a longer duration of time. So second part of the syllabi is the D block elements. D block elements is the other part of the chapter, other part of the syllabi. So apart from the general properties which you have to come across of the D block, general properties, it is again a very interesting chapter. So in the general properties, you come across atomic size, ionization energy, electrode potential, things like that. You have to go through it. Apart from this, you need to understand some important compounds. There are two important compounds which we see in D block elements in the NCRT also, that is KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7. This is to be dealt in detail, but IIT Advanced may also touch the topics of, you can say, the topics of AgO. This is the compound AgNO3. Then they may also touch the topic of FeCl3, and then therein that is Fe2O3. Then they may also entangle you with the zinc sulfate also. These are the some other compounds which are often on is asked by IIT Advanced. And along with it, you also need to focus on oxides, chlorides, and sulfates of these particular ions, that is Fe2 positive, Cu2 positive, and along with it Zn2 positive. This is also in your syllabi. Now other than this, there is last one, that is F block elements, that are lanthanides and actinides. So you better go through the general properties of these. So this general properties is sufficient. As such, you have not to specifically read about the any compound of lanthanides and actinides. You have to only go through the general properties. The last chapter, which not the last, another one, there are two more topics to go for, or rather three topics to go for. Next chapter, which is quite important, is coordination chemistry. Coordination chemistry, which is a part of inorganic syllabi. This is to be dealt in detail. So the syllabus of this is whatever is given in the NCRT, that is sufficient, not to do much more. You can do the details of that topics, but the whatever the things are there in the NCRT, that has to be covered. I can divide it into 7 parts. One is the nomenclature you can go through. Then there is isomerism, which has to be dealt with. Then there are different types of bondings available in it. So bonding can be through Werner theory, then can be through valence bond theory, or with crystal field theory. So these are the some of the topics of the bonding. Then you may also come across organometallic compounds. And last but not the least, there is a topic of synergic bonding, which is also quite important. So this is the topic to be done in the coordination chemistry. And last topic, not last, second last, it would be extractive metallurgy. So this also is a very engaging chapter, very interesting chapter if it is done in logical understanding. That is the metallurgy, extractive metallurgy. First is the journal methods you have to go through. So this chapter is again beautifully explained in NCRT. Other details you can refer to other books also, just like J.D. Lee or Hui or Cotton Wilkinson. So these are the some of the important books you can refer to. And these are, first you have to go through the journal methods. Then in your syllabi there are some elements for which you have to do the extraction in detail. One is magnesium, aluminium. This is from S block, this is from P block. Then tin, lead. Then you also have to focus on iron, copper, silver, zinc, and gold. So these are the some of the elements for which you have to do the details. Specifically, you have to study what are the ways and means by which you could extract these elements from the nature, these metals from the nature. Last is the qualitative analysis, which is always a uh, difficult area for a child, that is qualitative analysis. Qualitative analysis, here you have to go through the details of basic radicals and acid radicals. This I shall be passing videos on this also in detail. So this is the whole syllabi, and in this whole syllabi you have to have the understanding of chemical bonding chapter. So let me qualitative analysis, extractive metallurgy, coordination, then D block, F block, P block, and I have left one which somehow should be coming at the top. I left one other one is hydrogen. This chapter you can read it and try it and discuss it from the topic of NCRT. This is what the syllabus is now. In this series which I shall be passing it to you, Cakewalk to Inorganic Chemistry, I shall be starting from the plus two first, because plus two people have to appear next year for the NEET 2020, NEET 2021, JEE 2021. So I shall be passing first the topics of the plus two syllabi. So probably I would start from the P block itself, and P block starts with the nitrogen family. So in the upcoming videos, I will be starting with plus two syllabi first, and along with it, I will be pumping in the topics of plus one also. So hope you have understood how to start with. And another thing, which book to refer with. So the topics which I am going to touch is from the very scratch to the advanced level. I shall be referring NCRT, then JD Lee. These are the some authenticated books which you could refer to. There is a book of Hui, Cotton Wilkinson, then JD Lee, and I may also take help of other books, and all those whatever content is there on in all of these books would be delivered to you in these videos. So you have not to worry on the content level to refer to which book or which book you have to refer with, or which has to be not to be referred with. So my endeavor would be that I should save your time by passing you good quality content, and along with it, with the progress of these topics, we will shall be passing you the assignments related to the topics discussed in the upcoming videos. I hope you have enjoyed this video and would appreciate the fact that how to relate the inorganic topics with our daily routine life, and try to understand nature in a more scientific way, and with the element of religious aspect or philosophical aspect into it. So thanks a lot. Hope to see you in the upcoming first video, where we shall be starting with one of the topic of plus two. Let me start with the P block. Thanks a lot. Take care and stay safe.